Okay, let's go. Hold on just a second. Windows Alt R. Windows Alt R. Let's see if we're screen recording. Pop up, and there we go. If you're a subscriber, go ahead and comment below this video. You don't need to do an unboxing comment. You don't need to do the shorts because this is a different type of video. If you're a subscriber, go ahead and comment below, and someone's going to get the Astel & Kern Ultra. It's the Khan Ultra. It is actually a beast of a set, but I'm totally a Canon fanboy, so I'm using this. This is a waste. Also, the Hibby R8 is going to be offered up to Patreons probably in a couple days. But if you want to score a source, because I'm not going to collect sources, I have a couple that I collect, but I'm not going to collect these. Go ahead and comment below, and instead of getting earphones like I typically do, get something that's a lot more valuable than most of the stuff I give away, and it is something you might need because you've got lots of earphones. So go ahead and comment below this video. This is a speed run. I think there's about 34 sets in here that have come out in 2025, I'm pretty sure. And I'll go ahead and put these up on a tier and do it really quick, so we'll actually start moving along real fast. We've got the best, self-explanatory, top tier. These are all self-explanatory. I'll just move along, do this. We go ahead and start with, let me start with the first one I put on the list, which would be the Zigat Odyssey, I believe. And I think it is the best dollar for dollar that you can get of the Zigat, so I'm going to put it in the top tier. We'll start off nice and positive right there. The next one will be the TA Audio Monarch Mark IV. I think this is arguably one of the better sets that you can get in the hobby. I think it is. I'm going to put this up in the best. It's got a rumble switch. Its tuning is nearly flawless considering what some companies release and how people try to bend over backwards and say it's not that bad, it's not really bleeding into the mids, even though the graph says it is. You don't have to talk about that stuff with the Monarch. It's in a steel shell or a metal shell. It's got branded drivers. It's tuned really well, and you've got the ability to, while it's in your ears, hit the switch. It is it's a flagship. It's something that stuff can be measured against that are in much higher price tiers. The next one will be the Kefine Quaitio. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I think some people like it. I'm not one of them, so I'll just move along. It is what it is. This was the year before, but I don't know if I ranked this. This is called the Night of Bolivian Buhasta or something like that. I'm going to put this in top tier. I won't get into other stuff that came with it at the time, but it is a very good set. Next one is going to be the Kryn Daybreak. I'm going to put this in top tier because for multiple reasons. One, it's $169. Two, it sounds really good. It's tuned very well. Three, it gives you an indication of where profits can be had in this hobby. And then how much other companies are gouging you. Just to put it flat out. Kryn isn't in this for the joy. He's in this to make a profit because he's a businessman, and at $169 he's generating profit, and then you can start to extrapolate other things from that. Do you think it sounds good? Do you think it's tuned well? Do you know what other stuff sounds like and how much it's priced? And you can start to do some mental calculations there. There's a lot of good reasons to be happy that Kryn's in the space right now. Next one is going to be the Luna. I'm going to put it's okay for this set, because I'm not an all-BA fan, but it's tuned well, and there's nothing to pick out and say I don't like that. I think the Odyssey is a better price set than it, and I like the Crescent better, but I can see the fans for this and understand why they are fans. This is the Hartfield CU8. This is a company that's so close. This is one of the more beautiful sets I've seen in a long time. Everything's right about it. The build quality, the looks is beautiful. It's more beautiful in your hands than it is in photographs. Much. And the cable's pretty good too. If they just adjust the tuning a little bit more, this would be a company I'd really look forward to. I reached out and said as much too, so hopefully that gets better in the future. Next set's going to be the Martillo. If this company does what they said they're going to do, I'm putting this top tier. A bass head or bass lover or low-end fan where you're not just having a company come at your niche to get the money because they know that there's money there, but a company that actually believes that low end helps for musicality and it's important. It's what they've said, great words, but there's only one set out, and I love it, but there's supposed to be like 2 or 3 coming, and I haven't heard anything about the second or third one in a little bit. So I'm hoping that turns out. But that set itself is excellent. I can't remember the name of this set. I'm sorry, I should check. But then again, I'm going to just drop it in violation, because when you release like 9 sets at the same time, and they're all very, very similar in their design, and almost all of them are not really tuned well, it's a violation. I wouldn't even get into it anymore. The next is going to be the Let's Sure DX1. I'm going to put this in top tier. Vocal centric. Let's Sure is a really good company. They make some absolutely outstanding stuff. Next one is going to be the Let's Sure Mystic 8. That's just coincidence that there's 2 Let's Shures, and they're both going to go top tier. Mystic 8 is a really good set. I'm going to compare it to another set. This it's like $900, I think, which is a shame, but branded drivers, tuning is exceptional. I don't know if the Dusk made it into the last video. I'm going to put it in It's Okay and not top tier, because I really, and from the first video, I've always been a fan when it's in DSP and what you can do with that, and not as much when it's not in DSP. So, but that might have been in a previous video. The next one will be the Q-Ears Aether, I believe is the name of this, and it's a planar set. And I'll say people like it. I liked it at the time, but this is why these videos have value too. I still think that S15 by Let's Sure. Let's Sure again. This is really not scripted. People who know that there's a rocky relationship because of the collab, because of reps and relationships. But through all that comes great quality, and this is just another great set. I'm sure this is Q-Ears and not Let's Sure. My apologies. Q-Ears does well. Q-Ears didn't send me a set. I'm just moving along from that. This is the Cano Cristales. I'm going to put this with people like it. I wasn't a fan, but I appreciated that they disclosed they were using essentially Belsings. Props to them. This is the Q-Ears Etude. People like it. I'll put it in It's Okay. I recommended it, but I said it even in the video that this is something that if you really want to focus on vocals, it's going to get in your way because of the springy driver. It's a niche set. It's good at being niche, and it's priced well, but it's still a niche set. Doesn't go above that price. The Limius Terra. It's expensive. I'm going to put it in It's Okay. This went to this is another example. This went to the guy that always says Wu-Tang, I believe. And he got it for free. I think it says demo on it, but it's a $2,000 set roughly, and it's a good set. It's not really my thing, but for free, sure. Next one's going to be the Volume S. I'm going to put it in violation because, wow, there's a lot of stuff. I asked about the drivers and got a DM from the company, and it said, we told a reviewer in Japan on X. Now break that down a little bit. A reviewer, like a singular person in Japan, maybe in Japanese, but a lot of people don't speak Japanese, including myself. I do some. And on a particular platform. That's not even semantics. That's, yeah, the website didn't disclose anything. It sounds good. Didn't like that. It failed at the cable, and also the cap popped off, and I never got any contact after they did their terse little response. The next will be the Camper CP622B Ti. That'll go up in the best. I just switched that off, and I'm listening to the PMG APX SE, which is a top level. I think that the Ti is better than the PMG. I might be switching my rankings because I'm really, it's not as crystal clear on the PMG, which I have plugged in right now, but that's another video topic. The next is going to be the Valhalla. Let me put that up there. I'll put top tier for the Valhalla. Arguably one of the best CA audios, but I'm just really smitten with the MK4. I might have to adjust my rankings for that. I love the rumble switch, and it's got some innovation to it. I don't really have anything bad to say. I'm going to take the Top Pro, and I'm going to put it in the best. And some people, they'll blanch at that. That's thundering out. It thundered as soon as I said that. This is a set that you can make arguments about what are you really getting when you pay $1,000. Like there's 2 sets right there, the Mark IV and the Top Pro, and how much do you pay to get better than that? Forget about tonal preference. I'm just talking about resolution and ability to perceive subtle nuances within a track that you know exist, but don't necessarily pick up all the time. And not because of anomalous tuning, like they spike something. It just has good, clear replay. The Top Pro and the Mark IV are two sets like that, and the most expensive one is, I think, $1,200 to $1,400, and the other one is, I think, $399 to $500. I believe that's the range they're in. So there's two arguments right there in the best for, do you need to spend a lot of money? The next one is going to be the Alpha Omega. Sorry for the... I'm going to put this in People Like It. I wasn't as much of a fan of that set as I was of the... Do we have the other one? This is the same company. It's called the Ra. And this one I will put as top tier. Beryllium driver. I like the tuning. I thought for what they delivered and what they asked price-wise, if I recall, it was $599 or something like that. I really like this set. Still am a fan of it. Like it better than their Flagship that was replaced recently by the Fulgrim that I've not listened to. Next one's going to be Zeos's collab. I'm going to put this at top tier. For its price range, it's kind of like the Kryn Daybreak. It shows what an influencer... This is a collaboration versus his company set. The cable's awesome. Tuning is matching to what I like. It looks really nice. And they're still making a profit. And Zeos is getting a cut. And then they're asking like $129. Top tier. By far the best thing Zeos has released. The Legion... I'm going to put this in legit confused. There were people that were saying this was awesome before I got it. And then when I got it and I wasn't a fan of it, I just seemed to notice by coincidence that people were saying that the other set, not the Legion, I can't remember the name of the other set, was the better one. And I actually wasn't quite a fan of that, but people like it and I can get it. Just I didn't like it as much as a lot of other people did. The fat frequency, I'm going to put this in violation with a bias that I'm really not happy with the company anymore, and I just won't be reviewing their gear anymore. People talk about the problems with collabs and how it hurts the hobby. I think it's all a bunch of crap. The tuning got better. The prices were sometimes the cheapest the companies had released, like the Deuce and others, the KZ, and then stuff gets messed up. The planar driver inside of this is really not any different from what's in the Let's Sure ones, which is to say that you could release a $200 set and still generate a good margin, but they're asking for a lot more, and I don't think the fit's particularly great, and the company's track record is something that should be considered, and I'll leave it there. I'm going to put another violation right here, and this is called Moritz, and it's only because it's a $2,000 set. It's got no real history as a company. They didn't really say what was inside, and they really just, and also fabric cable. I can get it. I think that it does sound kind of good. One of my Patreons is going to get this as a 777, and I'm sure they can get back more money if they turn it over, and they might even like it, but it's a violation to do business in that kind of a manner. You've got to have some kind of a track record, in my opinion. So nah. The Hibby, confused. I don't even think it makes do people like it. Do people like it? I don't think so. I haven't seen anybody besides some early reviewers say that they like it. Do we already have we have the Odyssey up there? This would be the Crescent, and I like the Crescent. I'm going to put it up there too. There's some ZGAT bias there. That's thundering again. And I'm going to take one more ZGAT, and it's called the Arcanus, and I'm going to put it at, it's okay. I'm not as much a fan as a lot of other people are, but there's so many ZGATs out there that I can recommend a couple and let a few fall to the side. That's the benefit of the spaghetti stuff. Like, throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, not tuning wise because they tune well, but they're just putting a lot of stuff out there. I can pick the Crescent as my favorite, but say that probably the best dollar investment would be the Odyssey, and that they're getting both of those wrecks in different ways. So, not sorry. This is my list. The Monarch, the Camper, and the Top Pro, best that I've gotten in 2025. Top tier, the Odyssey, I think that came before, actually. The Butaster, I think that did too. The Kryn, Daybreak, the Martillo, the DX1, the Mystic 8, the Valhalla, the Ra, the Defiant, and the... That's the Crescent? Yeah, that's the Crescent. And then everything below, I don't need to go through that. Now I'm going to hit Windows Alt R again, and I should be ending that. Game clip recorded. Yep. And I'm out. You guys have a great weekend, and good luck below. If you didn't know what you might get, you're going to get maybe a kind of a flagship app. Good luck to you. Thank you for the support, and I'm out.